Okay, hello everybody. Happy New Year's 2025. So, did you know if you go into YouTube, a lot of people recycle the same content, including myself, and we just put the words 2025, how to do velocity banking in 2025, even though I don't think anything has really changed, right? And if I take I just did this quick search on how to in 2025, you kind of see the same videos, how to go all in 2025, start over in 2025, level up in 2025, new friends in 2025. This one's 1.9 million views in 2025. How to glow up as a guy. Maybe I need to glow up in 2025. Now we're going to do velocity banking in 2025. Okay, velocity banking. And as far as I'm aware, it hasn't changed from 2024. So we're just going to keep doing it over and over again. And if you ever thought about how do I create my own velocity banking spreadsheet from scratch, it's relatively easy. All you got to do is just write down every single type of debt that you have. And there's really only a limited number of debts like credit cards, auto loan, student loan, personal loan, mortgage, and you just write them all down like I did right here. And if you want to get the payment amounts, well, with credit cards, you could just go to bankrate.com and then type it in here. So I just go in here, 14,000, 26%, 14000, 26%. And then you see the payment amount here, 443.33. So I just type that in, 443.33. Same thing with this one right here, 33,000, 33000 and 27%. And 1072.5, 1072.5, and then 9,000 at 30%, 9,000 at 30%, which is 315. And then with these loans, luckily we have a loan calculator for that, but you could still look it up on the internet, right? Nothing wrong with that. And I am just going to do this. And what did I do here? 6%, 5%, 5%, 6%, and then 250,000, 45,000, and then 25,000. And then this is 10 years. And that's how we defeated Shaq, right? Remember that song by Aaron Carter? I think that's the song by Aaron Carter, but unfortunately passed away, which is kind of a bummer, right? I never even liked the dude. That's the only song that I knew of his, but it's unfortunate that's what happened. Anyways, yeah, so we got the payment amounts, and then we just copy and paste this. And then now we have our velocity banking spreadsheet pretty much. I mean, the hardest part is just the expenses. And then I just work backwards, right? So if my expenses are 6,000, then I'll just do like, I don't know, 7,000, right? And then that'll be my savings or whatever numbers you want to play with, okay? Because it's a debt payoff strategy and lenders don't lend money to people who don't make it at all. In fact, they don't lend money to people who need it. And so there's almost never going to be a situation unless you're a very high risky credit borrower where they give you like a 22% auto loan, where if you're working like a low income job, you'll be able to get a car, right? That doesn't exist where, if you don't make money, people will lend you a lot of it. I think that's like a myth kind of or a fantasy. I don't know if Robert Kiyosaki actively promotes it, but he sure implies that you could just borrow a lot of money and not make any of it in a way, or that's how I feel like it talks about. Okay, so now I did the velocity banking spreadsheet or the average American budget, and then we just do the velocity banking side. Same income, same expenses, right? And then this is where people get scared. Zero savings. Okay, and a lot of times people will like, well, I could do this as well. And then when you say, hey, just don't put any money in your savings, put it all in debt, they get scared. I know people with over $200,000 in like a CD and they won't pay off their debt. And that's not a bad thing, right? I mean, the CD is giving like 5% over 12 months, I think, right? But why not just pay off your debt? Now, I get it. I get it. If you have, let's say, a $200,000 debt and the interest rate is like 2.8%, but then you have another $200,000 in your savings or, what's it called? In maybe like a CD or a high yield savings, and that gives you 5%. Of course, you're going to win on that spread. but most people, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, so let me just go ahead and do this, and now we do the second step of velocity banking. So number one is a budget, and then number two, we need a line of credit as our main operating account. Line of credit. So what's a line of credit? All it is a financial tool where you can borrow money, pay back, and use it over and over again. And a lot of people are like, well, whatever you talk about is unrealistic. And it's like, sure it is. I don't expect anybody I know to have a $280,000 home equity line of credit like I do. In fact, I talk about this a lot in my real life, and people will just give me excuses how it's unrealistic when they don't even try. Like, here's the thing: if I tell you that I was able to do something and I don't see you trying, and you just outright tell me like, "Yeah, I just can't do this," and I've mentally checked out with you, right? So, $280,000 home equity line of credit. Okay, so let's go here. And what are we doing here? And I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I don't even know. No, I'm just kidding. I know what I'm doing. All right. So now, what we're going to do this, and we're just going to assume we have access to a line of credit similar to our credit cards, and that is actually unrealistic because if you're at a point where you need money like this person, bank's not going to lend it to you. So it's actually better that you learn this strategy before you even get into debt, so that you know what the banks are looking for, and banks don't lend money to people who need it, right? It's something you know for 2024, 2023, 2022, especially for 2025. Banks don't lend money to people who need it. Crazy, right? So, all right. So now, wait a minute. Yeah, $56,000 in debt. So now let's just do this. Do a transfer of debt, and now this is what we're going to do. This is going to be 000, and look at that. Oh my goodness. Zero savings. Let me show you my zero savings bank account. Nothing there. Money comes in, money goes out, and it all goes into the line of credit. All right. So now that's the last step. 7,000 comes in into the line of credit, expenses comes out of the line of credit, and then after every single month, your cash flow will be used to reduce the debt on the line of credit. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do this. And then now this is going to be previous month's balance, previous month's interest minus our cash flow. That's how we calculate the next month's balance, right? We get the balance, interest, we add them up, and then we subtract our cash flow. And then we get more of the interest, or calculate it, multiply by 0.08, and then divide by 12. All right, so now this is going to be copy and paste. And then we see right here in month 22, it's over. That debt is gone. Okay, so 22 months, the debt is gone. So that's 54K of debt. Okay, 54K or 56K of debt gone in 22 months. And let me put milestone right here, milestone. All right, so now we just go with these, and if you know and seen this before, usually you just tackle these on in this order, right? And then let's just do this right here. Copy this, and let's just do this 22, 22, 22. This is a loan calculator, so you can calculate the current balance. I'm going to move this balance to line of credit, get the $483 of cash flow. Why this one? Well, take a look at this. All I got to do is pay 16 grand to get the 483 in cash flow. Whereas here, I got to, in order to get the $477 of cash flow, I got to pay 38 grand. That's a no bueno. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. And I'm going to copy and paste this right here. Okay, plus 16688.97. And then, all right, and then this is 0. This auto loan goes to 0. And then now the cash flow is about three grand. All right, so let's go ahead and copy and paste. And then now this is 3273.83. Okay. And then we see here in 27 months, the auto loan is completely paid off. So 27 months, and then it's 56 plus 25, and then it'll be 81K. Okay, and so now with the student loan, we got to attack it. Okay, so it's going to be 27 months. So this is now 0, and then this is 27, 27. And then right here, okay, you see this number here, just as kind of a quick cheat sheet. If it's above 50, we should use the chunking method, especially if there's an interest rate difference between this and the line of credit. But if the line of credit interest rate and the loan interest rate is exactly the same, I have no problem putting this into the line of credit, right? But again, so let's go ahead and open up the velocity banking calculator. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so let's see. We have the velocity banking calculator right here. So quick plug before I plug in these numbers. You might be wondering, where did I get this calculator from? I got it from Renatus, which is where I originally learned velocity banking from. So if you're interested in not only learning about velocity banking, but upping your real estate investing and financial literacy game, click the Google form link below. I do get a commission off of any time you buy a product. And because um, well, I like to say I do need the money, but I don't. But that's the weird thing too, right? And I hopefully I don't go over a long tangent with this, but you might see me that I don't FOMO you to buy, and sometimes I actually feel guilty about not FOMOing you to buy because there have been people who've been talking to me since last year saying that they're gonna buy. And what if, okay, what if you had bought last year? If you talked to me, you probably would have figured out how to buy a house at a discount like I did, $100,000 discount. And let me just do here a $100,000 discount right here, right? Maybe you would have figured out how to do that. But again, I'm not a FOMO type of guy, so I don't really even care you buy from me. Plus, I don't even need your money. So if you take a look here, does it look like I need your money? Probably not, unless these are all Photoshop. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. But again, if you're interested, learning more, like understanding that velocity banking is just a tool in a tool set, and it's not the end all be all, click the Google form link below. All right, so now let's go ahead and put in the balance. What's the balance? What am I even paying off? Where am I? Oh yeah, it's student loan. So what's the original balance is 45 grand. So let's just put in that. What's the current balance? It is 36736.62. So 36736.62. What is the interest rate? It is 5% for 10 years. And what's the payment amount? 477.29. Okay, so what's my monthly income? I don't even remember. $7,000. What's my living expenses? What are my living expenses? All right, it's these two. It's everything except for the loan we're trying to pay off. And let me go ahead and sum this up. It's 3248.88. So 3248.88. And then now we just do a simple small chunk. And we see in 0.9 years, it is paid off. Whoa, that is so fast. All right, so now it's 27 plus 0.9 times 12, and it is, we'll say 38 months. And what's 45 plus 81? That's 126K. So we'll just do that, 126K. And then the last one, the 30-year mortgage, we just copy and paste again. So now this is 0, and we are a month 38, and then this is our current balance, and we just rinse and repeat again. So with this one, we got to update. We got to update this, and this is a 30-year mortgage. At what's the interest rate? The interest rate is 6% at 250,000. What's the current balance? 239,613.04, 239,613.04. And then the payment amount is 1498.88. So 1498.88. And what is the expenses is just everything except for the loan we're trying to pay off. So it'll be 1750. And dramatic pause moment. I'm going to put it in and we'll see how long it takes us. 4.4 years. Bam. To pay off a mortgage. All right. So now we just do it right here. And it's 38 divided by 12 plus 4.4, which is 7.6 years debt free. It's 2025. See how easy that is? That's really easy. And now, oh, this goes to zero. And now we're really raking it in. We're really raking it in. All right. So again, let 2025 be the year of the person problems for you, right? Now, why do I say rich person problems? Because as a rich person, if you have too much money in your savings account, right? Let's say that you have all the savings, let's say maybe 45,000, okay? Oh, got a text message here. 45,000 in your savings account, right? Now what are you thinking? You're like, I got to invest this because if I put it in my savings account, it's going to be losing out to inflation. I'm losing purchasing power, right? That's what happens with a lot of people. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be our 2025 rich person problem land. Yep. All right. Well, that's it for today. As you can see, Happy New Year. Nothing has really changed in 2024 or 2025. We're still doing the same spreadsheet. That's it for today. Have a great day, folks, and Happy New Year.